This is a series of videos I've thought about doing for a long time. Dragon Ball is typically seen as an action shonen that lacks story and character development. I think there's a layer of depth to the series that can only be seen by either repeated watching or thoughtful conversation. So I'll look at every episode a character was in and everything they saw and said and try to paint a picture of who that character really is. With most characters I'll pull from the dub, sub, and manga and kind of splice it all together so that when I speak about the character I don't need to be like, in the dub he said this, but in the manga blah blah blah. This is because I believe that what makes a character and a series is more than what is written, but what we remember from our personal experience of how we enjoy the series. Android 16 is a good first character to the series because he's an android and typically speaking about artificial life can be thought-provoking. But honestly he's also barely in the series, which made this a lot easier. Let's begin. He wakes up to see two people by his side, 17 and 18. And can sense the energy of Goku's nearby friends, although this isn't a concern for him because he only cares about killing Goku. He takes in his surroundings, even if he has woken up before, this is probably the first time outside of a lab. He is asked questions by 17 and 18, but he doesn't seem to respond. Until he's asked,
He tried to tell us it was dangerous to activate you.
Why would the doctor say such a thing?
then he responds, but just not verbally. Probably considers Jiro's words, thinking, did he say that because I just happen to be the strongest fighter on the planet? Or is it the bomb in my chest that could destroy the whole world? 16 affirms to 17 that his mission is to destroy Goku, and with that 16 follows his fellow androids. It makes sense for him to do this because they have the same goal, and impatience is not in 16's programming. He's indifferent to 17 and 18 wanting to get a car as opposed to flying there. He doesn't mind the wait. Goku will die by his hands. When that happens isn't a main concern. He refuses to fight Vegeta. 16 is innately not a fighter, and again, if it's not Goku, it's not necessary to fight. Later he's enjoying the birds that surround him, eventually smiling at Krillin, probably because he sees a similarity between them, both not wanting to fight, albeit for different reasons. Once the fighting has stopped, Krillin eventually asks the androids if they could not kill Goku.
Don't go after Goku! Please!
16 pauses. He probably contemplates the life of the birds he was just enjoying and how Krillin reminds him of peace, the one of the few things 16 values. But no, he is programmed to kill Goku. No choice. 16's first physical contribution to the group was clearing out the truck. It seems he does what's necessary to progress towards his mission. He doesn't mind what method they use. Again, flying would be faster. He ignores the violent bikers that the androids come across, but when the cops show up and ask him to step out of the van, he does. 16 understands the reasonable directions given by the officer and is compliant until he's in handcuffs and officially under arrest. It would be difficult to progress in his mission inside of a jail cell. The androids continue on their way. 16 sits quietly with his eyes closed for hours.
It's been hours since he opened his eye.
He's on standby during this time, doesn't think much of anything, not even Goku. His mind had already processed an ETA, so until then, he might as well be shut down. He looks at a scene of a lake and flowers. His scanners is definitely picking up on animals that live in the ecosystem there. He smiles, probably acknowledging the beauty of the world and what it has to offer. During this car ride, 18 observes that 16 seems pleased.
Well, you look like you're enjoying this too.
16 admits in his mind that he's enjoying their time together and the world around them. 18 says to 17, there's still some human in you. 16 can't help but look at them, contemplating what's the difference between a human and them. Is it just the programming? The directive to kill Goku? 17 and 18 could stop chasing Goku if they wanted, but he can't. When they arrive at Goku's house, 18 is the only one to go inside looking for Goku. 16 already knew Goku wasn't there, but remained quiet about it until later. He isn't hesitant, more like distracted by the nature surrounding him and the road trip they just had. When he tells 17 and 18 Goku isn't there, he then states that they should go to Kame House. This is the closest next location Goku could be. When they arrive to Roshi's place, Piccolo is there and he and 17 decide they want to go fight on an island nearby. When Piccolo powers up, 16 can be seen protecting a bird. Afterwards, he warns 17 that Piccolo isn't alone. This is in reference to Piccolo now having Kami with him.
I sense two powers. Piccolo is not alone.
This is the first time 16 pays attention to any fight. That, with the warning he just gave, tells me that he considers the possibility that Piccolo could beat 17 and even 18. Meaning his plans to destroy Goku could be at risk, so he's better off observing Piccolo for the potential threat he may be. Eventually when Cell shows up and starts fighting 17, 16 went from seeing Cell as a fellow android that is a potentially stronger ally than 17 and 18 to a monster who doesn't value the life of innocence. He eventually decides that he has to fight Cell. That Cell won't stop at killing Goku, but will also destroy the world. And that can't happen to the world that he's grown to appreciate, a world he considers a good place. He acknowledges that he enjoyed his time with 17 and 18, and that his fellow androids are good people. So in part he fights to protect them too.
By the way, I enjoyed the time we spent together. You guys are cool.
He suggests Cell surrenders because 16 still would rather not fight if possible. He doesn't want to kill Cell, just stop him. During their fight, 16 eventually rips Cell's tail off, which seemed to be 16's goal the whole time. Shortly after that fails to work, 17 gets absorbed, and 16 comments that he lost his chance to defeat Cell. This is more implication that he tried sparing Cell's life, a mistake that he will remember. When trying to get 18 out of harm's way, he even warns Tien to run away,
You had better get out of here now!
showing that he doesn't see Goku's friends as the enemy. After Tien buys 16 and 18 time to escape, they hide on an island. Although 16 doesn't feel any type of way about being injured, he does understand that it's slowing him down. Throughout their hiding, he asks 18 to leave him, which she refuses to do. When Cell shows up blowing up surrounding islands around them, he tells 18 not to worry because Cell wouldn't just use a blast that could kill her.
Cell will only use a blast strong enough to destroy everything but you. All other life may end, but you will remain.
Vegeta shows up to fight Cell, and 16 can tell that Vegeta has gotten stronger even before he powers up to fight Cell.
Vegeta has changed. His power has grown since the last time you fought.
It seems like 16 can sense potential energy in people, a skill that most characters in the series lack. He distracts himself with more animals while Vegeta and Cell fight. He knows the best course of action is to stay put, and paying attention to the fight wouldn't make a difference. He's injured and malfunctioning, and he knows the two fighters are stronger than he is, so there's nothing to gain from watching them fight closely. He sees Krillin spare Android 18's life by destroying the remote that could deactivate her. He again takes note that Krillin has a gentle heart. At some point, when Vegeta gives Cell the go-ahead to absorb 18, 16 stands to fight Cell because there's no other choice, but it obviously doesn't work. After Cell absorbs 18, 16 slowly approaches Cell, but Cell notices, showing that Cell can sense more than just ki, which is surprising to 16. 16 watching Vegeta then Trunks fail to defeat Cell feels like this is all hopeless, but has his hope reignited when Cell announces that he'll be hosting a tournament, giving the Earth one last chance. 16 asks Krillin if he can take him to Capsule Corp to be fixed and that he's sure he could be of use. He wants to protect the Earth. For the majority of time after this up into the Cell games, 16 is either shut down or in some sort of status where he doesn't really have thoughts. 16 arrives to the Cell games and can't help but approach Goku, telling him that he's choosing not to kill him, at least for now.
I know your name. I was created solely to destroy you, though I've chosen not to.
Get a load of Mr. Personality.
16 just observes the fight between Goku and Cell and remains quiet. Eventually Goku offers Cell a Senzu Bean, and 16's reaction is not shown. Mostly because if Akira did show 16's reaction to Goku doing this, 16's head probably would have exploded.
What?
So Akira chose to move on past this point. Probably. Or he forgot that 16 was there. Soon after Gohan and Cell start fighting, 16 grabs Cell and plans to blow himself up to kill Cell because all Cell does is destroy life and is a parasite to the world. 16 accepts that he might kill everyone there and even maybe destroy the Earth, but that result is better than what Cell would do to the whole universe. 16 was shocked to find out his bomb was removed by Capsule Corp,
What?
and Cell promptly destroys 16's body. He eventually asks Hercule to help him and is smart enough to know how to play into Hercule's ego.
Help me, champion.
Hercule tosses 16 in front of Gohan.
It is not a sin to fight for the right cause. There are those who words alone will not reach. Cell is such a being. I know how you feel, Gohan. You are gentle. You do not like to hurt. I know because I too have learned these feelings. But it is because you cherish life that you must protect it.
Emperor's killing me. It's so nice of you to help, 16.
16 knows he's going to die.
Please, drop your restraints. Protect the life I loved. You have the strength. My scanners sensed it. Just let it go.
This video took me so long to do. I don't know anymore about doing a series like this, but I guess I'll have to wait and see. 16 was a flawed experiment. He prioritized life over the death of Goku. He wasn't urgent about his mission, and realistically helping Cell would have been the best thing he could have done. But everything that made him a bad android made him a good person. I hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.